Hi everybody, welcome to Technique Tuesday, where each month I share a principle, aspect, or technique of sea kayaking that has my attention. What I thought I'd do this month is something I haven't done on the channel and show you the things that are always in my boat. I take these every single time I go paddling. Now this isn't going to be a gear dump. I'm not going to go through every single bag and show you all of its contents. Instead, I'm going to offer a framework of categories that I think all of us will have. Now, what exactly we choose to fill each of those categories may change. I do think these 5 categories are going to be present for all of us. The categories are communication, comfort, navigation, safety, and equipment. And I might even say extra equipment. Okay, starting off with communication. I have things like a VHF radio. I choose not to always carry the VHF radio on me. If I was in a situation I needed to, I would, but it's always within reach if I need it. I also carry a Garmin inReach Mini. This is the tool that I do choose to carry on me. This is a 2-way satellite communicator with an SOS button. I also always have my phone with me. The Garmin inReach works with the phone. The phone has its own host of apps and tools I can use. I also have things like a whistle and a foghorn if I needed to communicate with other boats or other people. So those are some other communication tools that I have every single time. Okay, the next, comfort. Comfort comes out of this bag. This is things like my sunglasses, sunscreen, bug spray. I might have extra lens wipes or Advil, different things that I need to stay comfortable and happy on the water. Oh, I also have things like hand warmers in here in case I get cold. I can rip a hand warmer open and chuck it down into my dry suit and warm up a little bit. Things like a pocket snack are also in that comfort level. If I get a little bit hungry, I can easily get a nibble if I need to. Okay, so that's communication, comfort, navigation. Things like my chart, which you've seen. Make sure you got a chart of your area, you know how to use it. I also have things like my protractor and my compass that I can figure out where I am and where I need to be. And yeah, there are the GPS that comes off of the phone, not only from the satellite communicator, but also just from GPS map apps that I could use to track down. I find that very difficult when I'm on the water. So the analog systems are my first go-to for that type of thing, that type of navigation help. Okay, safety. Most of the things I carry are for safety. This can be a risky sport, particularly when we do it alone. So most of the extra stuff I have with me are to keep me safe on the water. They include a spare kit for my boat. These are different things like extra dry hatch or extra hatches for my deck hatches if I need to cover a hatch up because I lose a hatch, zip ties, extra tape, just extra things I might need to fix the boat if I need to fix the boat. I also, every single time I paddle, for safety reasons, have a spare set of clothes. This is in case I get wet and I need to dry off and get warm. I've got a spare set of clothes with me. The obvious safety equipment is my first aid kit. I've geared this a little bit towards sea kayaking, where I have a few more things for scrapes and abrasions, which I think are common injuries when we sea kayak. But it is a full first aid kit to handle a wide range of things on the water. I also have things in here like a space blanket, duct tape, extra snacks, fire starters, so a little bit of anything I might need to work out of a jam. In my cockpit, the safety equipment that I carry are things like my paddle float. I would mainly use this to do a re-entry and roll if I was getting tired, or a paddle float rescue. Additionally, I have my bilge pump that if my cockpit does flood or I do a re-entry and roll and I need to get water out, I've got a way to do that. And then the final piece is equipment, and the extra equipment that I take are my spare paddles. I wouldn't take spare paddles if I was surfing or if I was going to reversing falls and playing in some strong currents, but for everything else I do, I'll have a spare set of paddles up on my deck. The tip I'll give you with spare paddles is make sure you can reach them. Some boats have really big decks, and I notice sometimes I wonder how people are reaching their paddles on their deck. So make sure that's something that you can grab alone if you needed to when you're on the water. So that's what I take in my boat every time I go paddling. I'd love to know some of the decisions that you've made, if they're different from what I've made, if there's different things that you take. I'd love to know. If you want me to go deeper into any one of these areas, tell me about it in the comments, and we can make another Technique Tuesday that goes a layer deeper into one of these areas. I also want to invite you to go check out my full-length episodes. It's episodes of me kayak camping or just day tripping and exploring this amazing coastline. Go check those out and tell me what you think. All right, friends. Well, as always, I hope you enjoy your adventures, whatever they are. And until next time, safe paddling. Bye for now.